everyone, and welcome to our webinar, How to Apply to Teach in the USA with EPI. My name is Jessica, and I work as a content specialist for EPI. I am from the mountains of North Carolina, and before working for EPI, I taught English at the community college level. Today, I will be talking to you about EPI's application process and answer any questions that you might have. You can use the comment box to ask us questions. At the end of our presentation, we will be answering any questions that you leave us. Today we will be talking about how to apply to teach in the USA with Educational Partners International. During this webinar, we will be going over how to start your application and what documents you will need for it. We will also explain the purpose of the application and give you some tips that will make the application process go as quickly as possible. If you are joining us for the first time, we are Educational Partners International, or EPI for short, and we are a cultural exchange program that brings international teachers to teach in K-12 schools in the United States. Our mission is to bring some of the best teachers from around the world to come to the U.S. to share their cultural experiences. As you can read here, our goal is to strengthen K-12 education by discovering and empowering the world's best international teachers to facilitate authentic cultural exchange. The results include teachers and students that become lifelong learners, embrace 21st century skills, and serve as change agents in an interconnected world of global understanding. While we work with schools across the southern United States, our office is in North Carolina, which is about where that arrow is on the map there. We would love to know where you are from too, so go ahead and tell us in the comments. So now that you have some background on who we are, it is important to understand EPI's process. Our process for bringing teachers like you to the United States looks like this. First, you complete an application so that we know you are eligible for our program and will be a strong candidate for cultural exchange. The application process includes filling out a thorough online form, uploading official documents, and 2 interviews with EPI team members. After you've completed the application process, you are moved to the approved stage where you interview with principals at one of our partnered schools. Once you complete a successful school interview, you are placed in the school and become an official EPI program member. So let's take a closer look at the first step, the application process. EPI's application process is thorough, but it does a few important things for you. First, filling out the application creates a professional profile for schools to look at when they are considering teachers for interviews. We also use the information you provide on the application to decide whether or not you meet our eligibility requirements. Some of the requirements for being an EPI teacher are that you are currently teaching, you have 2 years full-time teaching experience, and that you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree. Finally, the application helps you collect the documents that you will need to get a visa, travel to the United States, and to get a teaching license. So you have read about EPI and our requirements, and you have decided that you want to apply to teach in the USA. How do you get started? Well, the first step is to go to our website, teachwithepi.com/teachers. Once you are there, you will scroll down until you see the orange button that says click here to apply. Then you will need to answer some questions about your eligibility. After you answer the questions and click the submit button, you will be able to make an account with your email address and start your application. Once you start your application, it is important that you prioritize completing your personal and professional profile as soon as possible so that you can quickly move to the next application stage. EPI's application requires documentation to be sure that you are able to teach and travel in the U.S. So what documents will you need to get to complete your application? Here is a list of the documents you will need to upload to your application before you are eligible for principal interviews. We ask for copies of all pages of your passport, diploma, transcripts, criminal background checks, proof of employment, and a credential evaluation from an NACES-approved company. If you have a valid driver's license and wish to drive in the United States, we will also need a copy of your driver's license, but driving is not a requirement for the program. When you are first starting your application, you should prioritize the passport pages, diplomas, and transcripts because we will need these documents before we can invite you for interviews with EPI team members. The only place you should upload these documents is to the official EPI website. To protect your privacy, you should never upload documents to Facebook. We will not accept your documents through Facebook. One of the most common questions our candidates ask about the application process is how long does it take? As we've already stated, the application process includes processing all of your documents and 2 interviews with EPI team members. So how long the process takes depends on how quickly you can collect and upload the appropriate documents. So here are some tips on what you can do to make sure the application process goes as quickly and smoothly as possible. The first step you can take in making your application process as quick and easy as possible is to read all of our requirements before you apply. You can find our requirements at teachwithepi.com/teacher requirements. When completing the application, you will need to make sure that you read and follow all directions on the application carefully. You will also want to proofread all answers on your application, as any typos or mistakes made with spelling and dates can make the process take longer. Finally, you will need to create your account with a valid email address and check your email regularly. We will only be able to discuss your application through email, so it is important that you are looking for emails from EPI about your application status. Before we answer your questions, we would like to show you a brief video of Claudia Castillo sharing her experience in the United States with the EPI. After this video, we will be answering your questions in a live question and answer session. So here is Claudia's story.
Hi, my name is Claudia Castillo. I'm from Monterrey and I'm a Spanish teacher here at D. Williams in the Dual Language Program. Today is May 10. May 10 in Mexico, it's a really big celebration. It's Mother's Day, and for us, mothers are like the base of the family. So at school, what I try to do is just to share my culture and share the way we celebrate in Mexico here. The kids were really excited. They were happy to be able to sing to their moms. They were happy to be able to express their feelings. And for the American moms, they can learn about our culture, the way that we celebrate. I think every single mom like and enjoy this event. EPI, it's, for me, has made my dream come true. And I'm just really happy to be here. I'm really happy to be part of EPI, and I just hope that everybody joins us.
Now it is time for questions. I will be answering any questions that you have left in the comments, so if you have not yet submitted your questions, ask them now. We also invite you to tell us about yourself. We would love to know what you are currently teaching and where you are from. It looks like we have already heard from teachers from the Philippines, Argentina, Jamaica, and South Africa today. So our first question today is there an application fee? So no, there is no application fee. There are some documents associated with your application which will cost money, such as the criminal record check and the certified translations. but we will never ask you for an application fee. Our next question is, what subjects and grade levels are you looking for? So we invite all subjects to apply, and we place teachers in American grades kindergarten through 12th grade, which are approximately ages 5 to 18. Okay, our next question is, when do the principal interviews happen? So principal interviews are happening right now. So if you are interested in this program, you should start your application as soon as possible. And they typically happen from April to July. Next question is, what are the requirements? So there are a few requirements, but some of the basic requirements that EPI has is that you are currently teaching, that you have 2 years full-time teaching experience after your bachelor's degree, and that you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree. Okay, our next question is, what should I do if my application is on hold? If your application is on hold, the best thing to do is email us at team@teachwithepi.com, and we will give you next steps on what you can do with your application. Our next question is, do you place teachers in Florida? Yes, we do place teachers in Florida. The states that we are currently placing teachers in are North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. Okay, and our last question today is, how long is the program? EPI is at least a 3-year program. At the end of 3 years, you can apply for an extension of up to 2 years. So we're a 3 to 5-year program. Okay, that's our last question for today. If you did not get to ask your question, go ahead and leave it in the comments. We will answer all remaining questions in the comments after the broadcast. So now that you know more about how to apply, let's talk about next steps. First, if you have not yet applied, go to teachwithepi.com and start the application process. If you've started the application but have questions about how to continue, email us at team@teachwithepi.com with your questions. Finally, go to teachwithepi.com/webinars to sign up to watch our future webinars and to see all of our previous webinars. To finish our presentation today, I would like to leave you with this quote as a reminder of why cultural exchange is so important and why we are so eager to bring teachers like you to the United States. J. William Fulbright was a U.S. Senator and the founder of the Fulbright program. He said, "The essence of intercultural education is the acquisition of empathy, the ability to see the world as others see it, and to allow for the possibility that others may see something that we have failed to see or may see it more accurately." We are dedicated to helping teachers like you come to the U.S. so that we may learn from each other's unique perspectives, just like Fulbright talks about here. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any further questions, email us at team@teachwithepi.com. Also, be sure to sign up for our webinar mailing list at teachwithepi.com/webinars. On behalf of everyone at EPI, thank you for joining us and have a good day, everybody.